Hey there guys, it's Attack on Samurott, and this is week 11, this is week 11, season 2 of the OBA, and our opponent is the Myrtle Beach Milotics. So, season 2 is almost over, we have like 4 more weeks left. So, anyways, the Myrtle Beach Milotics, they are second in the league right now. So, yeah, so first in the league right now is the Mississippi Mod Champs, then it's the Milotics. Then after that is the Roaring Shadow. He actually changed his name to the Photon Force. So yeah, fourth I think is either Brad Mew or no, I don't think it's Brad Mew. Coach, I don't think it's the Grassy Plain Raikus. I think it's the Lacanosa Lucarios. I think they're fourth right now. Yeah, I think they're fourth. And then it's the Grassy Plain Raikus, then the Kingdras. No wait, it was the Houston Rotums. They're fourth. Then it's the Lacanosa Lucarios. Then it's the Kansas. Then it's the Grassy Plain Raikus. Then it's the Kingdras. And then it's the South Carolina Reptiles, and so forth. And then I'm like third. They're at the bottom. So pretty bad. It's a pretty bad season that we've had so far. But hopefully this game can change that. So anyways, this is his team. This is his draft. He's got a Mega Gardevoir, Mew, Escadrille. For OU, UU and below he has Hydreigon, Milotic, and Zapdos. RU and below he has Scrafty, Emboar, and Dugtrio. And NU and below he has Dusclops, Armaldo, and Weezing. So a very powerful draft he has. He has a lot of things that cover his weaknesses. Plus he has a lot of synergy with stuff. Plus he also has that powerful Mega Gardevoir with Hyper Voice. With the Hyper Voice. Pixelate Hyper Voice is just so good. That's basically why I chose Sylveon last season. But anyways, so also, by the way, I wanted to get this uploaded yesterday, but I couldn't because I had to take my SAT. So I told him that we were gonna have our battle today, since today is Sunday and stuff. But anyways, let's actually get into the team building thing. So this is going to be my team for this week. It's going to be Mamo, Mismagius, Mega Blastoise, Volcarona, Granbull, and Latias. I actually had a bit of trouble trying to come up with a good team against his because his team is just so good. Like before I had Latias, I was considering having Medicham and also having Zebstrika as well, since Zebstrika is pretty fast and it does allow it can allow some volt switching, but it's just that he has Escadrille and Dugtrio, so I just felt like, you know what, maybe Zebstrika wasn't great. I wanted to use Medicham, but it's a bit too frail for this team, against this team, so I just decided not to bring it. But this is going to be the team. So Mamoswine, pretty much a standard set, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Stealth Rock, and Knockoff. Stealth Rocks are going to be kind of useful to have, because it weakens the Zapdos. Also it's good to get chip damage on stuff too. So yeah, Earthquake. The only thing that's really weak to Earthquake on his team is pretty much Emboar and Escadrille. I guess you could argue Armaldo as well, but yeah, and Ice Shard is basically for priority. And I have the Knockoff to get rid of any items he may have. Like maybe I want to get rid of basically just to knock off items and knock off potentially Dusclops' Eviolite. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Mamo. And also it's the Focus Sash, so that way it can at least live some hits, and you can at least live a hit and can retaliate with an Earthquake or knock off something, or get Stealth Rocks up. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Mamo. And now we're gonna move on to Bayonetta, the Mismagius. So this is gonna be its set this week. Trick, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and Will-O-Wisp with the Toxic Orb. So I'm pretty much doing the same thing I did with Spiritomb in week 3, where I had it with the where I gave it a I think I gave it a Flame Orb last time. I think it was either a Flame Orb or a Toxic Orb last time, but basically the main thing I want Mismagius to do is I want this thing to trick the Dusclops, because Eviolite is just really annoying, so getting rid of it is really the best way I can do it. So I wanted to use it with the Toxic Orb, so that way it can take damage over time, and it'll lose that bulk as well. So that's pretty much it for Miss Magus. That's basically the main thing I wanted to do. Also, I guess to burn things as well, like burn his Escadrille, burn his physical threats basically. So yeah, Shadow Ball, that's mainly for coverage on Mega Gardevoir and the Mew, since they're both Psychic types, so they won't really appreciate it that well. Thunderbolt is coverage mainly for the Milotic, since I didn't really have anything that could, like, I mean, I did have Zebstrika, but I feel like, I mean, I didn't really have anything that could really, like, answer Milotic very well. So this is basically my coverage for it. And yeah, so getting to the set, this is kind of a weird set. This is basically the set that makes sure that I can live a hit from Gardevoir pretty well. I can live a Psyshock with this set, and I can also live a Hyper Voice pretty well. I can take it to about 9. It does about 90% though, but a Psyshock does, I think it does less or more, one of the two. But anyways, this is basically the set for it. I mean, this is basically the set that makes sure that I can live a hit from it. So, well, barring the crit. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Miss Magus. And now we're gonna move on to Mega Blastoise. So gonna bring Mega Blastoise this week because it hits his ground types, and it hits Emboar pretty hard. Also it hits his Psychic types pretty hard too with the Dark Pulse. So this is gonna be its set, pretty standard set. Skull, Dark Pulse, Rapid Spin, and Flash Cannon. Again, Flash Cannon, that's mainly coverage for Mega Gardevoir. So yeah, and I guess also for Armaldo as well, but Skull's better anyway. Speaking of Skull, that's also stab, and it does a lot to his ground types and Emboar. Also, I can potentially get burns on stuff as well. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Just this is a pretty standard Mega Blastoise set. I didn't really have a great idea for a set for Mega Blastoise this week. I just feel like a standard one was good enough. So yeah, and also Rapid Spin to get rid of any Stealth Rocks that he could set up. Because he has like 4 things on the scene that can set up Stealth Rocks: Mew, Escadrille, Dugtrio, and Armaldo. I forgot his name. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for Mega Blastoise. Now we're gonna move on to Volcarona. So gonna bring Volcarona this week. Gonna run a subset this week. So this time I'm not running it with weakness policy like I did week 8. So anyways, this is gonna be its set: Substitute, Psychic, Fiery Dance, and Bug Buzz. So the main thing I want Volcarona to do is basically set up a sub and get some good damage on stuff. So with this moveset I have, nothing on his team really appreciates it besides Milotic. So, and I guess also, and I guess Zapdos as well. But everything else doesn't really appreciate it that well. So basically I want to try and set up on something that may want to go for, I don't know, well, I can't really set up anyway. I forgot, shoot. Well, I guess I could set up with Fiery Dance, but anyways, the Psychic is mainly gonna be for it's gonna be for the Emboar and the Weezing, since they're both really weak to it. So that's my coverage for that. Fiery Dance, good against Escadrille and I guess Armaldo. And it also helps getting a +1 boost. And Bug Buzz, that's mainly to cover, that's mainly my coverage for Mega Gardevoir, Mew, and I guess Scrafty as well, depending on what he has, and also Hydreigon as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. preferably I want to set up, I mean again, preferably I would like to set up on something that can't really hurt Volcarona too much, like maybe Dusclops or Dugtrio. No, not Dugtrio. Dugtrio is actually a bad idea, but maybe on Weezing or Dusclops. That's what I prefer, or maybe even Mew. Mew would be a good example too. But yeah. So now we're gonna move on to the next one. So we're bringing Gramble this week. I haven't brought this thing in a while, so gonna run it defensively because most of his team is actually very physical. I'm right. 6 things. 6 out of I guess 6. Well, whatever. But anyways, half of his team is very physical. So I wanted to run this thing defensively because, well, a few of his mons can't really hurt Gramble at all. Only Escadrille can really like hurt Gramble very hard. So yeah. Anyways, this is gonna be the set. Play Rough, Heal Bell, Toxic, and Rest. So Play Rough, not only Escadrille can actually like take a hit from it, and I guess Weezing too. So Weezing and Escadrille can actually somewhat wall Gramble. But yeah, Heal Bell, that's mainly to make sure that nothing on my team gets burned or paralyzed, and I can heal them up with the Heal Bell move. And Toxic, that's mainly going to be for wearing down his Milotic, maybe even the Zapdos. Basically it's just to wear down his defensive mons, and Rest, so that way Gramble can recover that health back and be at a good amount of health. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for Gramble. The only thing I have to really worry about with Gramble is the fact that Milotic does get competitive. So what competitive does is that when it's when something lowers its stats, like attack or special attack or something, competitive actually boosts its special attack up. So like going for Intimidate, like if I bring Gramble in on the switch in while Milotic is in there, that's going to be a pretty bad time for me if he has competitive, because then Milotic's going to hit really hard with a Scald or whatever it may go for. So I have to be very cautious of the Milotic. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for Gramble. Now we're gonna move on to our last mon, which is Latias. So Latias was kind of like a last minute decision for me. Like I honestly didn't feel like I should bring Latias, but I felt like I should, because I mean he only has like two things that can actually take no damage from Latias, which is why I was very scared of those two things, Escadrille and actually I guess I should be. I'm not really scared of Hydreigon, to be honest, but the things that I was really scared of was Escadrille and Mega Gardevoir. But anyway, so this is gonna be my set for it. Draco, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Calm Mind. So Draco, strong move, hits everything besides Mega Gardevoir and Escadrille pretty hard. Psychic, that's mainly coverage for the Emboar and the Weezing, and Shadow Ball, that's also coverage for Mega Gardevoir and Mew as well. So Calm Mind also for getting a setup. So preferably I want to set up on something that can't really touch Latias, like maybe Weezing potentially, or maybe Zapdos even. I prefer to set up on something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for Latias. Just gonna set up and get a lot of damage on stuff. So yeah, now who do I think he's gonna bring? So I actually thought about this for a while, and my conclusion was this: he's probably gonna bring Mega Gardevoir because that thing is a monster and it does so much to my team. So he's probably gonna bring that. He's probably gonna bring Emboar because just like Mega Gardevoir, Emboar hits like a truck. So he's probably gonna bring that. Probably gonna bring Mew to have it as a support set, probably with like Volt Switch and Stealth Rock and stuff. Probably gonna also run Zapdos as well, because it can kind of run a Volt Turn Core with Mew. He could also bring Zapdos to run it with Mew as he can probably make a Volturn core with that. Also he might need a defogger. I doubt it. But he could use either of those two as a defogger. So yeah, so Mega Gardevoir, Emboar, Mew. I'm definitely sure he's going to bring Milotic because he knows I don't really have much of anything to really deal with it. So he's definitely going to bring that 100%. So Gardevoir, Emboar, Mew, Zapdos, Milotic, and I think he's going to bring Escadrille because that thing is a monster and just hits really hard. Also has access to Stealth Rocks, just like Mew, Dugtrio, and Armaldo. And Rapid Spin too, so like he has a lot of options. Like he has a Rapid Spinner, he's got Defog and stuff, so this is gonna be a really difficult battle. Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna win, to be honest, because this team is so good. This draft is just really good. But I'm gonna stay positive, and I'm gonna at least try my best to make it as close of a game as possible. So I will see you guys when the battle happens, and take care.